Hey, welcome in all you DPC rebels and resistant fighters out there. Drshane back with another Friday 5-minute magic tip. Hope you guys are having a great weekend or getting ready for a great weekend. It's going to be warmer weather where I'm at, so hopefully for you guys too, warming up, getting some sun, getting ready to get outdoors and do a few things, getting some yard work going, getting some walking going, get some hiking going. Just get outside and enjoy the beautiful outdoors. Hope that's your case. Got a little tip for you today on the 5-minute magic tip. I want to know, you guys, if you're working with employers, do you know how they go about picking their benefits? Employees, when they sit down with the employer and say, "Hey, here's all your benefits," how do they go about picking those benefits? Who's in charge of that? Who's helping them decide? Uh, have you thought about that? We've been doing working with employers since we opened, really over 10 years ago. So a lot of small employers, and the small ones, they usually just call and say, "Hey, Bubba's adding on," and it's not a big deal. We just do a few things and add on patients. Larger employers, a little bit different, a little bit more difficult to manage who's coming and going. So we have a large employer with like 800 employees that we deal with. So they may hire 20, 30 people a month, and they may have 10, 15 so people leave. So there's coming and going. So how do you manage that? So more specifically, how do you know how they're picking their benefits? What's the process when a new hire comes in? What information are they given about your DPC, about their healthcare options? Our large employer has two. They have two options: a standard plan, which is a not a DPC plan, or a DPC plan, which they can choose our office to be involved with. So, who's giving them that information? What's the process? How much time are they given to make that choice? Like sometimes they may just sit down and say, "Here's all your benefits. Pick one." Do they have time to review that, or maybe go through some materials that you might leave? So think about who's handling that at your larger employers. How's that working? How can you be involved in that? Um, who's who's selling your direct primary care to employees, or are they selling it at all? Or could you be getting more employees from these larger employers if you had a way to get your information to the new employees and the new hires? So I would encourage you to do a few things. Check in with your HR department, whoever's doing the hiring or the benefits package for new hires at your larger employers. Meet up with those folks, find out who it is, be in contact with those folks. Um, Find out, how can we help you? What do you need from us? What kind of things are questions are employees asking about? Any kind of information, handouts, videos, anything that you can do to help those HR department employees let the new hires understand about direct primary care, how it works, and how specifically your office works is what you need to do. So constantly have to be checking in with those folks. Maybe one of the HR people that's doing the benefits is new, don't even know, they don't know anything about your office. So got to spend some time uh, working with them and teaching them how that would go about processing and getting them into your clinic. Um, Find out what would help them. What are some things that they need from you? Is it handouts? Is it videos? Is it flyers? What do they need from you to give to patients, to give new employees to make help their decisions? Um, Find out if there's anything you could do to help them. What can you give them? What kind of access can you give them? Do they need your phone numbers? Do they need contacts? So think about that. Really, as you meet with them, learn their process. What is their process of getting people uh, their benefits? How do they go over it? Uh, what are the benefits? Because when employees come in, they're going to have a massive amount of information about all kind of benefits, not just DPC or not just health, but all kind of other benefits. They're going to be overwhelmed. And the question is they're just going to lay this out and say, "Hey, pick a DPC or pick a healthcare plan." So how's that process work, and who's in charge of that at your larger employer? And try to meet with them and get them the information, understand the process, and make sure whoever that is really explaining what DPC is and understands it because they're basically selling for your office. You need to really be thinking about how that process works because ultimately we want to what keep the DPC magic going. In my little book, if you look over here, there's a little link you can connect to my book. There's a whole section in my book where we talk about once you get employers signed in and get them onboarded, the long game is keeping the magic going, right? How do you keep that magic going? You got to continue to work with them, focus on helping them any way you can, connecting with them, meeting with them, so you can keep your name and your business and the way you operate at the top of their mind. So, little tips on that today. Think about that process, and hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll see you back for another magic tip